Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Kim and it is Sunday. It is a Sunday afternoon. The weather looks gloomy. Fall is here. Had to break out my heater. It's not on now. I feel okay. But the cool weather is showing up and showing out. So we have no choice but to. Those of us who have to deal with seasons this way, we have no choice but to fall in line, huh? I hope your weekend went well. I hope you're doing well. I hope you did something you enjoyed, something that enriched you. My weekend went well, went okay. I didn't do much, but I still kept myself busy. I caught up on work. On Friday, I'm getting through personal reading, so been doing some writing, meditation. So, I chopped that up to a good weekend. Today I want to talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about ice. I want to talk about the week ahead. Okay, so those are two main things I want to talk about. There's a lot of energy in the air. I could tell you that. And I talked about it before with, something's coming. I didn't mean to sound so foreboding, but that's what it doesn't necessarily feel foreboding. It feels like anticipation. It's just the energy in the air. It is October. The veil is thinned. It is thin, child, because I'll be sitting and I'll just be like, this is going to happen. Or I just feel more intuitive. I feel like I had, like I drank a Red Bull, not energetically, but like I've been doing a lot of metaphors lately, huh? I've been doing a lot. But I feel like when you take a Red Bull to get energy, it boosts something in your brain up. That's what my intuition feels like this month. And it's pinging. And I'm sure if you are psychic, or you have, some, whatever your gifts are, if you're sensitive, I know you feel something as well. I feel like I have been working physically in my dreams. Like I've been doing some work in my dreams. And it's a familiar feeling. It's a thing I haven't experienced in a while. Like I've been traveling or doing things. Okay, so I feel it when I wake up. Outside of, yes, I just maybe too much information, but I have PMS. But it's a different type of tired or fatigue. Like I ran a marathon or did an extensive workout. So that's how I've been feeling the past couple of days. Which is interesting, because even though I wake up, it's not an exhaustion. It's not a fatigue, but it's more of like I was doing stuff with my mind. My mind was working overtime in my dreams or while I'm sleeping. Okay? So if you've been experiencing that, let me know down in the comments. Okay? So we could chat about it. Please do, because I feel like as a light worker, we do a lot of work in our subconscious as well. I mean, just as if you didn't even necessarily have to be a light worker, but I just feel like I've been doing a lot of subconscious work in my sleep, and my brain is working overtime, and I feel juiced up. I feel juiced up is the word the phrase I was looking for. My intuition feels like it's on 10. Okay, so I'm being inspired. I find also I've been looking at more things online, not in a way of like overconsumption, but just curiosity, because my spirit guides are telling me, hey, now it's time to look because something's happening. And I've been just watching content creators, watching people's comments, and even the ones who aren't spiritually inclined seem to feel in the air that something is shifting, something is changing, something is happening. Okay, with the political arena, with 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 the collective, and also, and it's interesting to me. It's very interesting to me that they are feeling the same, and seeing the same sort of things. We are in an interesting space, because it's like you look at what's happening here, and I feel like the turning point might be here. If you didn't watch my turning point videos, please check that out. I really like those videos. A lot of you like them as well. But if you are new or you haven't had a chance to look at it, please do. Okay? Because it's a lot of interesting things there. But I do feel like we're close to a turning point. I feel like there's more truthful information coming out, and this all came with the government shutting down. I don't know why it's just equating for me, and people, the energy feels desperate, with the Republicans in particular. The energy feels desperate. It feels like a lot of them, some of them are trying to rebrand themselves. Like Marjorie. Is it Marjorie? I always ask. Or Majorie. For a long time, I think I was calling her Majorie. But MTG, she's trying to rebrand herself, trying to look less unhinged, walking that fine line, still saying, well, I still support the president, but also trying to hold the Republicans' feet to the fire. And, it's interesting to me because now her people are being affected by all of this. And so she's speaking out, but she's really honestly just trying to rebrand because she sees the writing on the wall. I was looking at her interview today, actually, and I'm looking at her. I saw it in passing, but I didn't really clock in with her energetically. But as I'm looking at this woman, I'm just like, she sees the writing. She sees that, okay, this is shifting into a place that I didn't think that I wouldn't be involved in, because she's also, I feel that I don't feel, I sense that she wanted to be in his administration, and he said, nah. Okay. And so that's something that's in the back of her mind also. But she sees the writing on the wall. She sees that things are falling apart, and support is lessening every single day. And the Qatar air base is the last straw. And man, you think of the corruption with that alone. You think of the corruption with that alone. I have a feeling that's not going to be built. I just feel like that's not the move. But it's interesting that has happened. And the connections to Jared Kushner, the money being, passed through hands, it's so mind-blowing to me how blatant they are. And not in a way that I don't understand. but it's just like how blatant they are in what they do. And the news, and I shouldn't even mention them. They just reported like, oh, well, this is where we are, folks. And, you know, but the real people are reporting on it and really talking about the seriousness of that. And it makes me wonder, it makes me think of those generals that, you know what, I'm going to read on that too. Three things. I'm going to keep it quick. I don't want to be here for an hour. I say that and then it happens, but listen, honestly, I don't want to be here for an hour, and I don't want you to be here. I know a lot of you actually, the last few videos I've been doing you've been really watching them, and I really appreciate that. Not to say you weren't watching it before, but I feel like we are simpatico here, and I feel like my intuition has been like boosted up somehow more than before. And I've been really feeling the messages that I'm, the predictions and the messages, and anyway. But I want to look at that because I feel like that is a big turning point. And looking at Trump, and you guys have been asking me, is he fleeing? And I have seen predictions of him leaving to the Middle East, and then he does this whole air base thing, which is just, he has the plane, the free plane. It's just very interesting to me. He's supposed to go to Saudi Arabia. I mean, listen, I always said him fleeing isn't out the realm of possibility. I don't see him doing that voluntarily. I see him passing on. Okay, to the big blue yonder, going to the upper room. That's where I see him going to the upper room. If you watch Life, you know what that is from the movie Life. Okay, but he could go over there and go on yonder, just not fleeing, or just traveling on over there to have big talks, and but I don't see it in his energy. He will not do it to save himself. He won't do it he won't. Someone will have to kidnap him and be like, no, Mr. President, and take him involuntarily. He was in peril with all those court cases, and this man didn't flee. He could have fled then. He could have left. But he said, I am not in danger. And he was right. He still got to pay E. Jean Carroll, though, all that money. Pay her up. Listen, you getting billions and trillions, right? You better sell that plane. There you go, right there, sir. He's just he's unwell. He's been unwell, and first of all, everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I say here is for informational purposes only. Everything I say here is alleged, even in the comments. Okay? But he's posting things about January 6th, about Biden, when he was the president. Like, what do you post that for? At 12, go to bed. You don't go to bed. You are up all the time. Which did not help him with what he is experiencing right now. He's always up. He is always up. Even before he was admitted here again, I would see that in his energy. Always up. Like the girl from The Ring, Amara. Anyway, child. But it just speaks to his delusion and his dementedness and his unwellness. He's not well. I'm not going to speak to him being incompetent. I mean, I don't need to do that. But in a serious note, he is just not doing okay. He's not doing okay. And that's a problem, because the American people are not being told the truth. But I see more and more people are talking about, hey, so this routine thing he just went on, that wasn't routine. What are you getting these tests for? What are these tests for? Because these are not routine tests. This is preventative to see what's wrong, what's going on. So I want to play you guys something, and this is something I have been talking about when I pull for his health ever since I got the prediction about him going and his health, and how, what I see him getting all these treatments. That first time, I always said, like, he goes somewhere and gets treatments. I said that a long time ago. But I didn't see him, like, moving on, passing. But now he's getting these treatments. It's a little too late. He's not listening to the doctor still. Okay. And I want to play this for you. This is from I hope you guys could hear it. I hope it goes through. But this is from a content creator called Harry J. Sisson. And he talks about Trump's visit to Walter Reed. And it perfectly, I saw this today, and it perfectly summarizes what I've been pulling, what I've been seeing. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear it. Let me...
Said the White House should be more... The results from Donald Trump's recent medical exam are in, and let me tell you, there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. So, first and foremost, when the White House announced that Donald Trump would be having this exam, they described it as a routine yearly checkup, but that couldn't be further from what actually happened. This is the letter that Donald Trump's physician put out about the physical, and it's clear from this that it was a far deeper, more sophisticated exam. First of all, he says that Trump completed a scheduled follow-up evaluation at Walter Reed. The White House never told us that Trump had a scheduled follow-up from his April physical, but then he said the visit was part of his ongoing health maintenance plan and included advanced imaging, laboratory testing, and preventative health assessments conducted by a team of specialists. This doesn't seem like your average physical, now does it? And other former doctors to elected officials are kind of raising alarms here. Jonathan Reiner, a longtime cardiologist for former VP Dick Cheney, said the White House should be more honest about the results of the latest visit, as some of the tests did not appear to be routine. He said, are they following up on concerns from when it was noted during the summer that his legs were very swollen, or even the bruising on his hands? And Jeffrey Coleman, who served as a White House physician to 3 presidents, said that normally presidents visit Walter Reed to receive advanced imaging or undergo medical procedures. So Trump was not going there just for your average physical. The White House has not said what tests were done, the results of those tests, or given any more information. This is obviously, in my view, very strange. The results from Donald Trump's recent medical exam are in, and let me tell you, there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. So first and foremost...
First of all, I couldn't click it out. Okay, but you got the gist of that. So they're clearly not being honest, and there's clearly something wrong with him. We all know that. His face doesn't look good. He can't stay awake. Par for the course with an older person, an older gentleman his age. But again, I've seen people his age that are pretty, they have a lot of vitality. Biden has always had vitality, and and right now he's sick. But that's what we're dealing with. That's what where we are here. And what time is it? I've been talking for a long time. First of all, let's move this. Almost 20 minutes. Okay, but I just wanted to talk about that. Okay, I wanted to talk about that. And actually, let me just pull a few cards real quick to see what that is. Edgar said, you know what it is. I do know what it is. You show me. Give me one. If you haven't, I did a health update in the Q&A, and I asked to show me a court card if he's going soon, and the Page of Wands came up, which is quick progression. Wands is fast moving energy. I didn't even ask anything. Donald Trump's health. Page of Swords. Popped out. I mean, guys, I'm done. We got the Hangman. We got the Ten of Pentacles. We got the Seven of Wands. The King, the Queen of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. This is all treatment. This is all treatment. King of Swords. Balance. Two of Pentacles. All the Pentacles. The Seven of Wands is treatment. Okay? Tower, the Tower, the Tower. The Tower. The Hangman. Queen of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is the doctors trying to get it together. Page of Swords is like trying to get information. This is testing results, you know. Anyway, there you have it. The Tower's there with his health, guys. Yeah. It's always there. You saw me shuffle. It's always there. The upper room. One could argue the Tower is shaking things up, you know. But I don't see vitality. I don't see vitality. If he came out on a bicycle, riding his bike, if we saw him eating salads, if we saw him exercising, walking with the Secret Service men, then I'd be like, oh, he's making strives to really get himself together. Oh, well, we see him playing golf. I don't know if that's true. I want to see him being filmed swinging a golf club. You know how much power you have to do that and balance? Come on. Anyway, child. Week ahead. Let's use this deck. I'm just gonna, they got cards coming out. I'm not gonna let those fall out. If those are cards, I'm not gonna pull too many. Edgar, you know what it is. Show me the, I don't want to shuffle. When I was shuffling, when I was watching back my video, I noticed the cards are hitting the mic. Collective energy. U.S. collective energy. For the week ahead. Oh yeah, that woman who won the Nobel Prize. I swear to you guys, when I was talking about her, I was like, I hope she's not shady. I thought that in my head. Because I understand how some, Venezuela, the things that they did to the indigenous and the Afro Venezuelans there. No bueno. And I said to myself, I hope as she's fighting for democracy, as I was speaking, it was the energy I was feeling. I was like, I hope she fights in the correct way. And I hope that she is not shady. And the folks let us know who she was. The folks in Venezuela and the Venezuelans. Anyway, child, it's just, I don't know, nothing is, oof, 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 oof. Hangman. Ace of Pentacles. King of Cups. Queen of Swords. This is an interesting mix. Page of Wands. The Emperor. Three of Wands. Results. Waiting for results. Waiting for things to come in. Okay. Good things. Okay, so this feels like this is for the upcoming week, guys. How we're doing, where we are energetically, overarching energy here. The Hangman is the first card that I pulled. And the Hangman is a card of delay. Okay, it's a card of pause. It requires patience. It asks for patience. Okay, as you things need to shift and shape into place, or the delay happens for something else that needs to happen comes into play. Okay, and oh, that's what that was. I couldn't figure out. Anyway, for something to come into play, and or to change a perspective, for things to shift, energetically, so you can move forward in life. Okay. Hangman is about delays, and there are delays that need to be there. It needs to happen. I don't. There's, I just feel like it's saying a delay in stability. The Ace of Pentacles is such a good card. Ace of Pentacles is about expansion, growth, new beginnings, beautiful new beginnings. Okay? And so this message here is saying that we're going to, as a collective, have to do, or have to let things shift in a way that we can feel ready for this Ace of Pentacles. Does that make sense? New expansion, new growth, new opportunities, new opportunities for stability and security. Feeling grounded with the Pentacles energy. But there's a delay in that, is saying this week. But it's not bad. Okay? And the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords, like, what a combination. A balance between your emotional, the King of Cups is about being in the flow. Okay? Your intuition, your emotional stability, and the balance with the Queen of Swords, your logic, your strategic planning, okay, your mental. Listen, sometimes to get to this balance here with the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords, it takes work, and it takes feeling like things might be delayed, and it takes shifting a perspective, shifting how you respond, being open to the flow of life, being open to the things that come to you. Okay? And the balance with the mental, saying like, okay, this is something I have to deal with, or this is something we have to deal with, and this is how we're going to get through it. Clarity. Okay? Your intuition, your stability, emotional stability, your compassion, your self-compassion and external compassion, being in the flow, going with the flow, okay? And your mental clarity, being able to communicate clearly, truthfully, Listen, that's a nice thing for us. Because I see it happening already. Okay. Page of Wands. One of my favorite cards. Page of Wands is about... Pages bring news. There will be some news coming out. There's always news coming out. That's not really a prediction. But it could be about a power, authority. Let me get a clarifier. And there's something overseas with the Three of Wands. Perhaps. I'm going to get a clarifier for the Emperor and the Three of Wands. But first, let's get one for the Emperor. Look, the devil. The devil! And peoples are naked. The devil is the clarifier for the Emperor. Let me get one for the page. What? Hold on, let me ask. Is the page news? I was told yes. The Page of Wands and this reading represent news. Okay. Page, it looks like it's watching, right? Or bringing something here. The way the cards are positioned. What is the news about? If you can show me in the cards. So I'm being told to pull the True Crime from the True Crime deck. Temperance is on the bottom. Six of Swords. Y'all. And they're telling me the Temperance is like Temperance fell out. Okay. The page brings news about healing and transition. The Six of Swords. And balance. The Temperance card is about inner healing, balance, wisdom, knowledge. And the Queen of Swords is here. These are things we need to be prepared for. These are emotions we have to, we're watching something. We're looking at something with the Three of Wands. The news about the devil energy that is, is this Trump? It's about power and authority. It's about the administration. Telling me to pull this. I saw fire first. Let's see here. Dismemberment. Flipped over. Dismemberment. Organized crime is on the bottom. Okay. Egotism. Oh wait, two came out. Depth as well. Okay. Fake death again. Faked death. Fake death. Maybe he's gonna fake his death. Suicide. Caregiver. Organized crime. Missing. Okay. Child. Drama. We'll see, child. But we about to be looking at something. And we're about to be... What are we looking at? I feel shock. There's no tower here, but it feels shocking. Events. The collective's response to what we'll be looking at this week. Let's see if they could show me. I knew it. I knew it. And victory. Strength. Five of Swords. Yeah, those aren't ours. Those are not ours. That's where it ends. Knight of Wands, the Magician, power. Tower. Six of Wands, strength. Our emotional, as we're looking at this event this week. The shock. It could be the Knight of Wands is here, right? Knight of Wands also brings news. The Magician is here, and the Magician is about power, okay? The power you have inside of you to get the things you need or want. You have everything you need to be successful. But also the Magician is about, it could be about manipulation. These are our feelings. These are our feelings in response to the event. And I said it feels like shock. And the Tower came up. Okay? What is this? It feels, if this is our emotional response to what we are looking at here, and it doesn't feel negative, whatever. It feels shocking, though, but not negative. Okay? This is someone. It feels like, who is this? It's us, but let me get a clarifier. I'm not hearing much from my guides. It feels like they want me to figure this out. But you're my guides. Help me! Okay. So I heard, that sounds like Frederick. He said, this is our power, the Magician. He said, this is your power. Because on the other side of the Tower, you have the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory, a card of celebration, a card of support. It's a card of marching in on your victory. And this is the Nine of Pentacles. Clarified for the Magician. That's why I didn't feel negative. Nine of Pentacles is, stability. You're making things grow. It's almost like a realization, like, oh wait, we do have power. And so they said yes. Okay, and then on the other side of it, you have the Six of Wands and the Strength card. And the Strength is just like, that's why the Hangman was there. The Strength card, it says you could deal with anything the universe throws at you, nearly any obstacle, especially with the Magician on your side and the Nine of Pentacles there, and the Knight of Wands carrying this energy. Okay, But the strength card also says you can make things happen organically. You don't have to push. You don't have to fight. It just happens for you. It's a gentle energy, the strength card. Even though they're wrestling a lion in the picture, in the image. But in this image, they represented a little bit more of what the strength means. The lion is calmly sitting next to her. Because she didn't have to fight. She didn't have to wrestle the lion to have control. That's what true strength is. It's not violence or, I understand violence is necessary sometimes, but I'm talking about unnecessary violence. Okay, so listen, we are in for a shock this week. Old systems crumbling, falling apart. Old ideas, old patterns just crumbling. The tower is here, guys. All right. So there's the week. There you go. There you have it. We're in for something. We're in for something. We're in for something, child. Anyway, let's look at what time? 41 minutes. I'm not gonna be here for an hour. I'm just too much. Okay, what's more important? Qatar situation or I think I can do what's going to happen to ICE this upcoming week. I'll do that. I want to simply inquire how the generals that were in the room that day during that meeting, these are all upside down, let me fix them, how they feel about this news with the Qatar Air Base being built. How they feel about it. Okay? Are they jumping for joy? Are they popping champagne? Are they hooping and hollering and upset, rolling on the floor? Because, national security issue, hey, what's going on there? Hey, let's, building in Idaho. Why the freak not? Just got an American walking by their air base, and something happens to them because they're not supposed to be there. Anyway, child. Man, I know he's incompetent and crazy and he say crazy stuff, but you were better off like saying, if you really want to distract from whatever it is you're trying to distract, the fact that the United States is in $1 trillion of debt, even more than the Biden administration, the fact that people federally are losing their jobs left and right, the fact that companies are closing, the fact that people are being laid off. People can't go pay their rent because it's increasing. Their utility bills are increasing. They could barely buy food. But you said, we're going to make a lot of money. So your distraction is the Qatar Air Base. That's what we're doing. I'm going to build the best ballroom. Y'all don't even know how good this ballroom going to be. It's going to be lit, this ballroom. I know y'all struggling. But listen, this ballroom, gold plated ceilings and floors. Anyway, child, how these generals felt. How do they feel about a Qatar Air Base being built, opened on American soil? Can you show me, please? Someone's saying they feel disrupted, downtrodden, shocked, angry. Let's see. Listen, what did I say? 5 of Wands. And not a happy bunch, child. Confused, kerfuffled. Queen of Wands in reverse. Came up upright as a flipped, and it flipped again in reverse. 4 of Pentacles. They do not. Ace of Swords. King of Pentacles. I feel like 3 of Cups. I feel like this is wrong. What should I do? I feel like this might be wrong. This is not right. Feels wrong. It's not matching with my intuition. Are these cards correct? I'm gonna pull with another deck. If the same cards come out, then this doesn't feel right. I'm gonna use this deck. Okay, that's clear. Okay, how do the generals feel about the Qatar Air Base? U.S. hosting a Qatar. The Sun and the Hierophant came out. Maybe they're happy. Oh, 3 of Swords. The Lovers. 3 major cards. Nine of Swords in reverse. No, this is upright. 9 of Swords. I spoke too soon. The Chariot. 8 of Wands. They're saying this is not a reflection on us. The Page of Cups in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. They're not happy. 10 of Pentacles. But what they're saying is this is not a reflection on us. Interesting. Interesante. I get it now. I understand. I asked how they felt. They're not happy about it, okay? As explained in the Knight of Cups in reverse. No, the Page of Cups in reverse and the King of Cups in reverse, okay? And the 3 of Swords is disappointment, feeling betrayed. 9 of Swords is like, this is our worst nightmare, okay? Scandal is worry, it's anxiety, but then the Chariot comes after. Ace of Wands. Justice. Wheel of Fortune. I said, what will they do? Five of Swords. This is the thing that I was told with Ben O. Davis Jr., where they follow orders, but they really kind of don't. They circumvent them. They follow orders, but they like don't. Find ways to not follow orders. Five of Swords. It's a way of fighting. But down here, they aren't happy. It's two things happening here. It's like, okay, we have the Nine of Swords here. This disappointment, this worry, fear even. But then the Chariot is after. It's a card of battle. It's a card of, we're not going to give up, We know what we stand for. This is where this energy comes in. It's the Sun and the Hierophant. Okay? Hierophant is the government. It's the army. It's the institutions. These people are not getting paid also. Oh man, it's bad. But they're holding on to something. The Sun here. And also, interesting. They care about what they do. It's important to them. They take it seriously. They care about the process. They understand. And they also feel like the process let them down. The Lovers is here in between us. Two things, these things here. Some of them are they recognize they may have to make a choice. It's in between the Nine of Swords and the Three of Swords. There's a choice they have to make. They have two choices. Lie down and take it, perhaps. Or don't. The Chariot is really what's most interesting to me in this line of cards. It's like this is what they love. Duty, honor, process. The Hierophant is about like religious groups, but it's about groups. The Sun is next. This is what's important to them. And then you have the Three of Swords. It's the betrayal. With the Lovers in between, okay, we have a choice to make here. What's the choice? What is the choice? What's the choice they have to... What are the two choices? I'm going to pull two cards. So I'll let you go. Okay. Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Devil in reverse. And the Tower. Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Tower upright, and the Devil in reverse as their choices. The Tower. Ooh, make the Devil crumble, perhaps? Page of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Devil. That's what came up. The Devil up. The Devil was in reverse, yeah. The Devil in reverse. A breaking from the negative influences. Addiction, the energy of the devil. Even self-imposed limitation. What will they do? Page of Pentacles in reverse. They may not know yet, but it's a minor card. Okay, I get it. I understand. Page of Pentacles, this is in reverse. Now, when you think of the army, it wouldn't be in reverse. When you think of people like generals, people will take this stuff seriously. What do? They're committed. They follow orders. They're very serious people. Make sure their buttons are lined up great, with their belt buckle. I don't know. I've seen that in movies. But there's, Page of Pentacles is a focused energy. It doesn't engage in procrastinations. It doesn't engage in this sort of lackadaisical behavior. It's in reverse here. There's a lack of commitment, okay? And a lack of commitment to this person, the devil, giving these orders, okay? A breaking away from it, the Tower. How? I have no idea. But it's serious. Five of Swords, like I said, there's that energy again of like, yes, sir. And then figure out a way to circumvent and delay the order. I feel like it's not going to happen, this thing. It's going to be a disaster, I'm hearing. Here you have these actions as well. The Ace of Wands, Justice, and the Wheel of Fortune. They want to make the wheel turn. They want to make the wheel turn. Wheel of Fortune is a card of karma. Justice is a card of balance and integrity, and that's what they are looking for. You have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is Ace. You begin inspired action. Finding balance with justice. Fairness, integrity, things they're supposed to stand for. Okay? But their actions here, Page of Pentacles and a lack of commitment. No. The Tower. And Devil in reverse. Getting away from that energy. So there you have it. They're unhappy and something's going to happen. The Chariot came out after all of these disappointment here. Emotionally, they're not happy down there. The Eight of Wands is a quick moving energy here. I feel like they're having meetings. I feel like that's what's happening. They're talking about the legacy of the legacy of the military. They're having those conversations. Okay. Anyway, child, that's all I got. Please like the video. Oh yeah. Go check out Letitia James on Instagram. Go check her out. She might need donations, okay? So go check that out. She's going to be a fight. Like I said, she'll be okay. She'll be fine. She knew this was happening. But go check her out anyway. Go support her. But this isn't good. Please like the video. That's how I'm seeing. Comment down below. And I will see you guys again soon. Goodbye.